My name is James Williams Jr. and this is Come Forever #2. So as I said, I'm going to do a video on how much the martial arts means to me and how much I miss it gratefully. Alright, so let's start from the beginning. My name is James Williams Jr. This is Come Forever #2. The title alone should be enough said for you to understand that Kung Fu has been my life. It has been the greatest thing that I've ever discovered. I started off as a street fighter at the age of 6 years old. Straight up and down, a street fighter. No martial art knowledge whatsoever. I watched martial arts on TV, but I never learned martial arts until I was 7 years old. Now, before that, you know the old saying of faking it until you're making it. You know, I did that to scare people. Once I started learning martial arts and what I could do, things got a little bit interesting. So, as a martial artist, it taught me how to be a man. Martial arts, what do I owe to the martial arts? I owe the fact that I got out of a gang. I was in a gang for 3 days. Okay, yeah, there's no point of lying. Yes, I was in a gang with my cousin for 3 days. The gang life was not for me. Yes, I stole. You know, I done a lot of dumb shit in life. And this is true confessions. Had I not learned the martial arts, had I not learned martial discipline, I probably would not be standing here now. I would probably be locked up with the rest of the fucking hooligans in the world. Then instead of finding a means of living, I'd fight, let's find a way to become a destructive little bastard. So, in learning martial arts, from the age of 7 to 10, I learned that my life has meaning. I learned that fighting when I have to, instead of fighting because I can, means more. So from 10 to 15 or 16, what I learned in those 3 years, I honed in. And then I started watching more martial art movies. And what I could see on the screen, I could emulate and incorporate it into my training, which I did. The first time I seen a tornado kick was in 1990 or 89. Whenever the very first Ninja Turtle movie came out was the first time I seen a tornado kick. Now, I might be wrong on that because I did see movies like No Retreat, No Surrender with Van Damme in it. I seen the second No Retreat, No Surrender with my female white hero, Cynthia Rothrock, which, by the way, Miss Rothrock, I need a job. If you're still making movies, I'm down. Then Kathy Long and Knights and all kinds of other stuff, and The Stranger. You know, low-budget kung fu movies was all I really dreamed of, and they're more or less all I watched. I watched a lot of Bruce Lee. A lot of Bruce Lee. In fact, people used to call me Little Bruce because me being short and doing kung fu, and then the Power Rangers came out. However, what you guys don't know is that the Power Rangers was out way before that. It was called Dynamo. It used to come on USA Up All Night with Rhonda, whatever the hell her name was, with the very big breasts, which is really the reason why I watched the show. Anyway, moving back on to the subject at hand. I have not been able to do martial arts since leaving the Army. Alright? Yes. These dog tags are real. My DD-214 is over there somewhere, which I need to dig out before the end of the week. Because I have an appointment at Piedmont to go my ass back to school. So hopefully my life is going to get together and everything's going to be right. And I'm actually going to be able to get some kind of education and some kind of job to get what I need done. Now, here's how this works. As a martial artist, I didn't do any more street fighting. Before the martial arts, I street fought until I was 12 years old. Now, I know that just got you a little bit twisted because I started doing martial arts at 7, and I didn't stop fighting until I was 12. Well, martial arts became my advantage in street fighting. So therefore, as hypocritical as that may sound, I had years of street fighting knowledge on me. And when I learned how to do martial arts, and when I learned that true martial arts is also in street fighting, you know, things got a little bit more complicated. So from 6 to 12, I fought in the streets. 7, I learned Kung Fu, Well, technically it was karate. It was freestyle karate. And when I started learning kung fu, I started learning kung fu between the ages of 17 and 21. So I switched styles. So what normally used to be boom went to boom, close on impact. And now it's just a combo of whatever the hell I can get to at the time. So for karate, it was always block, counter. For kung fu, it was block, counter. You know, so it was boom, boom. You know, break an elbow, slide down the neck into the thing. If I had a test dummy, I could show you a little bit better. So my hand game had to improve now that my leg game is pretty much obsolete. So, but I don't want to go around doing Aikido and Judo. How many styles have I studied? I've studied a little bit of everything. The only thing I haven't truly studied is Jeet Kune Do. Because in Virginia, we don't have any Jeet Kune Do schools. So, but we've had Taekwondo, we've had Naharate. I've studied them under the late Master Ennis, who unfortunately committed seppuku. I studied Qigong under the last sensei that I had was Miss Hiromi Johnson. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, why is her last name Johnson? She's married to a man who is not Japanese. So she helped me with my attitude adjustment and my calmingness. Without her, I have been a little bit unhinged, and I haven't found my center again. But you know, she taught me how to find my center in my chi and deer picks a peach. But with other martial arts, I have been thrown out of dojos because of being accused of being too hardcore. The International Black Belt Center, I wanted to make a movie, I wanted martial artists. They kind of threw me out when they were down in front of Pier 1, which now I think is Crutchfields. But, you know, they threw me out. Other dojos have thrown me out because I strongly believe that you should fight for your belt instead of breaking a block of wood or a cinder block or whatever, which honestly is bullshit because a block in a brick can't hit you back. It can be used as weapons though, but cannot hit you back. In any given fight, at any given moment, if you are not prepared to die, then you will probably lose that fight. Now, this is the difference between American martial arts and Chinese martial arts. In Chinese martial arts, they train your ass to die, without question. They train you to die so that you will fight to live. But in American martial arts, a lot of it is basically a fucking joke. Alright? Now, I say this because we had this little issue about MMA fighting and stuff, and I found out that they have certain rules that I personally just can't follow. So, I'm not allowed to gouge you in your eyes. I'm not allowed to punch you in the throat. I'm not allowed to elbow you in the spine if you're coming in to body slam me. And that's not what I was taught. You know, what I was taught in any given fight and scenario is that you have 4.5 milliseconds to calculate your victory because most fights don't last but 5 minutes. In a real fighting scenario, wherever you are, you need to know what you can use as your weapon and what you cannot. And when you're in these MMA environments, you know, it's sanctioned. You know, the referee is there to pull the guy off of you when he's beating your ass. I'm not saying that I can't get my ass kicked. I'm just saying there's going to be a reason why I can't get my ass kicked. It's because of the simple fact that I have to follow MMA rules. Sorry. Now, in MMA rules, you know, if you're coming in to tackle me, I'm not allowed to bury my knees into your sternum and bury my elbow into your shoulder blades because in real life, this is going to stop you cold. If a person who's going to teach you martial arts will really teach you martial arts, this is what they teach you. Now, let's say the guy's tackling me. Boom! I'm driving in because I'm already going down because he's going to put me on the ground. I'm only 130 pounds, so it's not like he's not going to be able to body slam me. No. But in the process of him coming in to grab me, my elbows are going right here in the center of the shoulder blades. There are pressure points there. My knees are either going to go right here in his ribs or in the center of his chest in his sternum because there's a kill zone pressure points there. But yeah, in MMA, what I have learned by other people who are in MMA fighting is that shit is not allowed. I'm allowed to elbow you. I'm allowed to knee you in the face, but I'm not allowed to grab you by the back of your head and keep jamming that bitch in there. I'm not allowed to pull back this finger, or this finger, or this finger, if you have me in a position where they're available, but you're allowed to choke me with your elbow and your forearm into my throat, but I'm not allowed to put you in a chokehold. But that technically is a chokehold. The triangle choke, it's called a triangle choke for a reason, but I'm not allowed to put you in a chokehold. I'm allowed to put you in a sleeper, which technically is a chokehold. I'm allowed to put you in a triangle choke, which is technically a chokehold. But as far as the chokehold itself, I'm not allowed to put you in a chokehold. I'm also not allowed to use pressure points in any way, shape, or form in a fight, which pretty much puts praying mantis out. Because in praying mantis, here, 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 you have 365 pressure points. I know them to be painful, and if I'm not allowed to use them, that cuts off half my arsenal right there. Because I'm a pressure point grabbing motherfucker. You know, if you got me by the throat, I have your 3 central fingers. Your pinky, your thumb, and your middle finger. Those are your strongest fingers. If you got me in a chokehold, those are the fingers that I'm going to try to break so that you don't make me pass the fuck out. But in MMA, that's not allowed. You have certain rules that you have to follow. Where in the street, everything and anything goes. If you haven't been in a real street fight, then this is for you. If you just want to be an MMA star, hey, that's cool. You can get cauliflower ear. You can do everything that you need to do, and hopefully you'll be successful. I'm not here for that. I'm here to tell you about real street fighting and kung fu. In a real street fight, that guy on the other side of that fight don't give 2 shits about you. It ain't about no motherfucking money. It's about who's gonna live and who's gonna die. And your ass needs to know that. Because if you don't, you can hang it up. So I'm going to end this video with one final thing. I will make a part 2 to this, but I'm going to end this video with one final thing because Days of Our Lives is on and I don't want to miss it. Plus I want to eat some lunch before I go to work. The whole thing about fighting. If you fight for victory, you will have that. If you fight to survive, you're going against the person who's fighting for victory. The motherfucker that's trying to survive will do things that are incredibly next to impossible, but they will be done. And that person fighting for a victory so they can jump around and brag, I am the champion, you're going to have a problem. Real fighters fight to survive. Victory is something that you get paid for. So if you're going to be a street fighter, you fight to survive. You're going to be an MMA fighter, you fight for victory. It's good on both sides. The problem is, to win a fight, you must be conditioned. I am way out of shape. But tonight, I'm getting back into shape. I'm going to start my push-ups. I'm going to start light. I'm going to start with 10 of them a day until I built myself back up to the 200 a day I used to do before I got into the Army. And then I had to just do push-ups because people were being dumb. I'm James Wimshin. It's Come Back with number 2. Be seeing you.